I believe in you guys. I'm a walking testament to the fact that you can literally do anything that you want. But you gotta believe in yourself.
Who's there? Oh, it's just you, my disembodied audience member. Look at where I'm at, though. I'm in Markiplier's new movie. It's a dystopian sci-fi movie about a man who's sent into the depths of a blood ocean on a distant moon in a submarine that doesn't look like humanity's best piece of technology. So it follows one character named Simon in basically one setting, the submarine, with a few conversations with some other people who work for this organization, but it's mainly about Simon. It's like 127 Hours where he gets stuck in the rock, or that one random Ryan Reynolds movie where he gets buried alive, and that's the whole movie. Oh, I forgot to mention, not only did he direct this movie, he wrote it, he edited it. Oh, and most importantly, well, maybe not most importantly, but he starred in it. But let's let me, instead of me, talk to you about this movie in greater detail. We can get in contact with him just over here. Come on. Let me just dial right here. Okay, I don't know exactly how this works, but we'll press this one.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, I don't. Let me press another one. Oh, perfect. Hey, thank you for coming on such short notice. I know you must be incredibly busy. Oh, not as much as you, I'm sure. Gosh, you look handsome. Oh, stop. Okay, I'm gonna let you get right into it. So before I dive deep into this movie, I just want to say how awesome it is I even get to talk about this, and how cool it is to see an independent project like this really take off. There's not many YouTubers who get to make a movie, and there's even fewer who get to make a movie that's had such a wide release and box office success. I was never a huge Markiplier fan, as I was never really into Let's Plays, but seeing him talk about this movie and how much is meant to him to make it and see it all the way through has been really heartwarming and also very inspirational to me. It's very inspirational to see a person who seems just like a normal guy go and do something that I didn't think was super possible, which is a low-budget sci-fi horror movie that looks and feels really good. Maybe you can't really call Markiplier a normal person. He's obviously a great specimen. Visually, this movie is fantastic. I love the submarine, I love the blood, I love the acidity of the blood on the human body. Really good. The special effects of this movie do not feel cheap, and they don't undercut the story at all, which is kind of crazy considering that this movie was made with a budget of $3 million, which I know, yeah, $3 million is a lot of money, but in the context of movies, it's really not that much. I can literally hear Joel Haver in the back of my mind screaming that movie should be cheaper. I can hear him right now. 100% of this movie is shot in the submarine, but the cinematography does a great job of keeping us confined and claustrophobic while also keeping it very engaging. I have been really enjoying movies that do weird things with their angles to try to keep you engaged. Like I recently rewatched Challengers, and Luca Guadagnino, he's having us watch a lot of tennis in that movie, but he keeps it interesting by having it in weird spots you wouldn't expect, like maybe below the court or inside the ball or inside the player's POV, just all kinds of weird angles. And Iron Lung also kind of does this in some ways. Like there's one scene where we're like looking at Simon through the barometer inside of the submarine, and it looked really cool. I really like that. Movie makers, keep doing that shit. Give me those sweet inside shots.
Think about what you said.
But keep doing that. That was really cool. But the movie feels a little bit too much like a video game for me. We get game objectives, we get an overly long, detailed summary of the mechanics of the game right at the beginning of the movie, as if I'm gonna be playing the video game, but I'm just watching the movie. And then we even get a scene later on that looks like a cutscene. And of course, this is a video game movie, and so this might really just all be personal taste. But for me, when I'm watching a movie that's been adapted from something, and that could be a video game or a book, I don't ever want to feel like in the movie that I'm like, oh man, yeah, I can see how that might work in a book. I can see how that might work in a video game. Like, I don't want to be feeling that at all when I'm watching a movie. And if Iron Lung, the movie, is anything like Iron Lung, the video game, then I almost feel like it'd be more emotionally impactful for me to just play the video game. And this can be a complaint for any sort of adaptation, and it certainly is a complaint I have about a lot of adaptations. But specifically in video game movies, I really don't like it when I'm like, oh, that looks like a video game. The structure also doesn't really work for me. First off, this movie should have been cut. And I know you can say that about a lot of movies, but there's a lot of lollygagging in this movie. And it almost feels like I'm playing the game loop myself at times, where I'm mapping it out, moving the dial or whatever, doing the submarine tasks. It feels like I'm having to do that. A lot of the backstory and setting of this world and Simon are left unclear, which I think is very intentional, but it also leaves the themes feeling a little bit foggy and unclear to me as well. So here's what I know and kind of understand. This world does not have that many humans left. Humanity is dwindling down. Every life has started to become very precious. I mean, all human life is always precious, but it's even more precious when there's so few of them. And Simon, he was part of some group that he advocated for and he killed for, but then they ended up blowing up the station that he was at, which was against his will. And he's sent down into the Blood Ocean's depths as punishment for this. But it doesn't feel like these details are actually super important, and I don't really feel like it gave me enough to actually attach anything to this character of Simon. I still don't really feel like I know this guy. It's about learning to live with your mistakes and that all life is worth fighting for, even those who have made those mistakes. But I don't feel the character arc of Simon learning to fight for his life because I don't even know who this guy is. I mean, I know it's Markiplier, but I don't know who this guy is. I believe what Markiplier was trying to go for was this descent into madness storyline. I mean, we're literally descending into the blood ocean, where we learn more and more about Simon and his regret for life, and we watch as he learns to fight not just for his own sake, but for the sake of humanity. But it wasn't really selling it for me until the third act, which we'll talk about here in a bit. We need a counter for this movie. It had to have been said at least 1 trillion times, if not more. When he first said it, I looked over to my sister and I was like, oh, this is the first big F-bomb. And then we just kept getting bombed. The third act is also truly a horror spectacle on par with anything I've seen from Sam Raimi. The blood, the gore, the desperation, it really all comes together to cap off this movie in a triumphant manner. And because of that, I feel like I can forgive a lot of the slower pacing at the beginning because I know that it eventually does pay off in a really satisfying way. I also just really like the motif of blood used throughout this movie. I like that it starts out with a slow drip onto his hand. It leaves a very ominous feeling. He's trapped in this death machine that can implode at any moment with this death blood. And then halfway through, as Simon's sanity is decreasing, the amount of blood we're seeing is actually increasing. And the blood on the walls, it looks all really gross and gory and cool. And then we get this cathartic release as all the blood comes crashing into the submarine. It's really something. It's really, really magical. Come on, shoot. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe. It encourages me to continue doing all of this. Okay, back to me. What the heck, guys? I'm supposed to be captain of this submarine. So, overall, I really like the movie. I feel like I need to emphasize this because I have leveled some criticisms against the movie, and I don't really want to get duded on by the community or anyone for having these sorts of criticisms, but I did really thoroughly enjoy the movie. I'm thinking a 3 out of 5. It's incredibly entertaining and definitely worth watching. And I would say it's even more worth watching if you're invested in independent cinema like I am, and you want to allow Markiplier and other independent artists to continue making this art, continue making these movies. It's definitely not in theaters anymore, but when it comes out digitally, I would say definitely go out and buy it. Money has power, and you're casting your vote for more movies like this to get made by Markiplier or, like I said, by other artists in the future. All right, memento mori. Bye.